Hi everyone, and welcome back to the first Best Damn Video Game podcast in a while. It's been a while.
Yes, it
We've done a
has.
lot lately. We've been to PAX East and spent the whole week writing about that. So this episode is all about reviewing how PAX East was this past week. I'm your host, Tim Torres. With me today we have.
Hey, what's up, guys? Eric Guzman, PC editor over at 2dx.com.
Hey everybody, this is Gabriel Zamora, features editor at 2dx.com, and I'm also freelancing for Examiner and PC Magazine.
I am Isaac Rouse, community manager for 2dx.com.
I am Jeffrey Wilson, formerly of 2dx.com, and software analyst at PCMag.com.
So what was everyone's favorite game at PAX?
Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight?
Yep.
Is it unanimous at Shovel Knight?
Beyond Earth. I was excited about that.
Oh, what can you tell us about that?
Oh, it's basically Civilization. They're pushing it. They're taking it off Earth. You could colonize yourself on different planets now. It's basically the end game. You ever finish Civilization and did the whole
Go to
space race?
space. Yep.
Yeah, it continues from there. It's pretty cool.
How do you, what's the object? Like, at this point, like, you're in space at this point, so would you conquer planets now?
That's what it looks like, and you can like interact
Really?
with alien life. It's
That's pretty cool.
taking like a lot of influence from Alpha Centauri. That
Okay.
that was like the unofficial space civilization game, and now they're doing that. It's pretty cool.
Is this the end of Civ 5 you're talking about?
No, it's its own game. It's not even a Civ 5. It's going to be its own standalone game.
Oh, I know, but you mentioned at the end of Civilization, that's where you end up.
Oh
is in
yeah.
space.
Well, one of the victories is in space. Yeah.
Is that for all Civ games or the fifth one?
Fifth
Yeah.
one. The fifth one.
Oh,
Well, no,
okay.
I thought, didn't all games have, like, the...
Yeah, they did. But the
Victory?
first one was
Yeah.
the first one that had that big cinematic where you're on the ship and they show you with your crew on the ship. So, but yeah, they all have the space race. What
Okay.
is it called? A technological victory?
I think so, something
It's
like that.
called. Yeah.
Jeff, you had a question about Civ?
No, you already asked it. It was about if it was a standalone or an expansion.
This is
Cool.
standalone.
What was so great about Shovel Knight?
Classic 2D side-scrolling action. It really was. It felt like a cross. I think, because I wrote a little piece for you guys on 2DX, which you guys will see soon. But it reminds me of a combination between Adventure of Link, DuckTales, and Mega Man, like all kind of wrapped up into one with like elements of Castlevania and stuff, which was really fun, really surprising, and just really nice looking, nice playing. Everything. I mean, there's nothing I could think about that I played that I didn't like about Shovel Knight. It was just a lot of fun as far as an old school 8-bit side-scrolling game.
So are you going to get it on PC or PS3 or Steam? Because I saw they had it on 3DS there and on a big screen. And the big
As
screen.
far as
Yeah.
go ahead. What were you saying about the big screen?
You could see like better detail. It's funny to say there's better detail in the 8-bit graphics.
Yeah.
But it really did make a difference.
I did like it on the big screen. I'm probably excuse me, gonna get it on the 3DS. But I mean, it really depends on like where I set up my Wii U in the future. I might just pick it up again for the Wii U. But no, I definitely agree. Although the 3D element wasn't too bad on the 3DS. I thought
No, it looks great.
So
It looks very good.
Yeah, there's tons of parallax scrolling and the different levels of background in 3DS version was really nice.
Look at Jeff using like advanced HTML.
$10 words like Paramount.
That's been the lexicon since the 16-bit days, man.
Oh, my bad, bro, my bad.
Yeah, come on. ActRaiser had it, or was that Mode 7? Or was that the same thing?
Probably, no, it's not the same thing, but
No.
it probably had both.
Yeah.
What about you, Isaac? Was it Super Combo Man?
Yeah, I think I have two favorites. So it was like the indies were in drove at PAX East. I found myself spending most of my time just playing with indies. But if I had to pick my favorite, it probably would be Super Combo Man. It's this 2D scroller beat 'em up, but it was built around a fighting engine. So it's sort of like a mix between Streets of Rage and Beautiful Joe as far as combos go, and I I fell in love with it. It's just a shame that there's no release date for it. It's you play as this chubby protagonist, so I just find so much of myself into the main character, and he's just some guy who has to do all these jobs to take care of his little brother, and he hates all his little jobs or whatever. So he emulates his favorite superhero, Super Combo Man, and instead of doing his job the way he's supposed to, he just beats the hell up out of everything.
This game sounds really familiar. It sounds like something I'm working on.
Wait a minute. So you're not actually playing as Super Combo Man?
No, you're playing as some guy who's like living vicariously through this superhero, and he's
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
So it is like Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Even in the story aspect, it is. But I'm really impressed with just the combos. I really love the fact that if you do quarter circle and like the B button, he'll do like a fake bootleg Hadouken, or he'll do a Shoryuken or stuff like that. And I think I saw it in like one of the concept arts. He'll even like do some sort of like Super Metroid thing or Metroid thing where he'll roll up into a ball like Samus does and just like demolish people. It's really fun. It's fun.
Oh, cool.
It's like lighthearted fun. Like there's so many like violent games and dark grit. This one just seems fun and lighthearted and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think every game we've sort of gravitated to at PAX was either indie they were both indie and lighthearted. Shovel Knight, despite its Castlevania-looking aesthetics, looks just like charming and fun. You fight with a shovel. Super Combo Man has this whole sticker thing.
Yeah, it's an entire universe just made of stickers. So you're a sticker, the environment is stickers. You collect stickers to power up your attacks. It's a world of stickers.
That sounds great.
So if it's based around stickers, are the characters like kind of like color form, very flat?
Yeah,
thin?
so it's thin and they have like a little outline. A little like outline, a little like white little background, and then their body.
So similar to Paper Mario. Paper Mario was about stickers, right? The last one.
Yep. The last one was, yeah.
Sticker Star. Jeffrey, was Shovel Knight your favorite too?
No.
Oh.
Even though I loved playing Shovel Knight, it took me back to several of my favorite 8-bit classics. My favorite game is one I've been playing for a long time, even before PAX East, and that was Broforce. That's
that's a good game. I like it.
That's it's a all these games are 2D for some reason. I guess because they're indies. It's a platform shooter in which you can destroy the entire environment. You can use your guns to like plow through the environment, set up traps on the enemies. But the main hook is that you're playing as 80s and 90s action stars. A bro version of their name. So instead of Commando, you're playing as Bromando. Instead of Blade, you're playing as Braid, I think.
You're right. You're right.
And each character has their own unique attacks and special moves. And it's some chest-thumping, pro-America, 80s and 90s, kill them all type of game. But like you said before, despite the violence, it is kind of lighthearted in what it's trying to portray. I mean, when you have those simple-looking sprites, it does kind of make you feel good, even though you are like committing acts of genocide against the entire country.
It's on sale on Steam right now, I think. I saw it on sale a few days ago, but it's a good game. I like it.
Yeah, it's available through early access, but I've been playing the demo for about maybe since the holiday season.
Yeah, you were the first one to tell me about it. That's how I found out. Good game.
My favorite game was one that looked a lot like a old Atari 5200 game. It's made by the guy who did Cave Story, and he worked on this game, I guess, for a long time. He scrapped it once, and he did it over, and he even hired another guy to help with level design, because Cave Story he worked on all by himself. So I guess this is the first game he's working on with help. But it was Kero Blaster. Kero is the sound frogs make in Japan instead of ribbit. So you play as a frog salaryman who goes around pretty much cleaning up his company's teleporters. Like bugs
Sounds-
infested.
Game sounds like crap.
This game is amazing. It is everything that a game should be. The controls are fun, the graphics are great, even though they're simple. What's wrong with this, Eric? What?
You play as a frog cleaning shit?
Yeah, well, cleaning in the sense that Jean Reno is a cleaner, isn't that he murders the hell out of enemies, really.
Oh,
He shoots. It's a shooter. It's a Contra / Mega Man / Gunstar Heroes type of shooter.
All right,
It's fantastic.
You should lead with that. You should lead with that. more people are like, yeah, that game sounds good. You said frog cleaner. I'm like, wait, I don't think I would have played this.
Just imagine Gunstar Heroes, but with really blocky 8-bit graphics, and that's kind of basically it. The physics are very different. The jump is kind of floaty. It's really difficult, but really fun. And there is a free-to-play Prologue demo that you could play called Pink Hour, which is on the official site, playism-games.com, I think. You could play that now. It's free, unlike Ground Zeroes. It's also because it's a prologue to a full game, which is coming out soon, like May, the first or second week of May, and that's just going to be an $8 app on Windows or iOS.
Yeah, we can link it right under the video. Just put a link there.
I loved it. It was like it spoke to something in my brain or my heart or wherever, that this like Super Nintendo shaped hole which was filled by this game.
You know what? Let me jump in here for a second.
Yeah.
Tim told me about this game on the floor. And like you, Eric, I had the same reaction. The frog shooting things, and I think that sounds ridiculous. So I got to the booth and picked the controller up, and it just oozes a certain amount of charm that even when you explain it to someone and it sounds very simple, you're a frog who's shooting things, but somehow between the level design and the graphics and the sound, which are all kind of very rough and chunky looking, it all comes together in a nice package.
What I picture Pitfall graphics, Atari Pitfall, with
You're not far off.
Battletoad difficulty and dinosaurs for hire guns. That's what I feel like. That's what I have in my head right now. So it looks awesome. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check that out.
If you guys didn't play Cave Story, it's free to play. That's also free to play on PC, and it's on 3DS, I think. And if you have a hacked PSP, you could put it on there too. It's one of the best games ever made.
Wait, what? Cave Story?
Cave Story is definitely one of the best games ever made. It's
I liked it.
It's basically one man made his own Super Metroid, and that is just amazing. So I hope this guy makes video games forever, from now until forever.
Now, what's his name? It's his nickname is Pixel, right?
Pixel. His nickname is Pixel. He runs Studio Pixel, the one-man Studio Pixel. Daisuke Amaya. I think he was there. I mean, I don't think I saw him. I saw a picture of him after the fact.
Sage said he was there.
Yeah, I saw like evidence he was there because he was doing sketches for people, I heard, all weekend.
Yeah.
So I saw like little notepads all over. I wish I got a sketch. But yeah. There was another game next to it called, Gabe and I played this, Astabreed, I think.
Yeah, that one, yeah. The name always throws me off, is why I laugh, because it sounds retarded. Astabreed.
Astebreed.
Okay.
I guess it's a bullet hell. It's a bullet hell shooter.
3D bullet hell shooter. Exactly.
Oh, okay, because I heard ass to breathe, and I'm like, wait, what?
I heard ass breed the first time I heard that. I was like, is that some kind of weird porno or something?
But there's a T in there.
No, it's ass to breed. There's a T in there, so that was all my fault. But
That's your fault.
I don't know.
But ever
I don't know
since
what it means. But
I can't get into. You know those Dojin shooters, like all these. They have all these crazy names, like Musha Hashi Shime or whatever. They're all made by Cave. But I've always been looking for a good shooter since Ikaruga, something like that. And I haven't quite.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I can't buy Treasure, and I haven't really seen anything like that. And I was hoping this would be that, because it was just by the fact it was a bullet hell shooter. But I don't know. I played it, and there didn't seem like there was a whole lot to it.
I felt like there was a lot because there was like a melee element to it as well, and you have
Yeah.
different attacks and specials. But honestly, I was just kind of mashing buttons the whole time. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, okay, if I had more time, I would play with it a little more and see what it has to offer. But I mean, it didn't seem bad by any stretch. I thought it was fine. I just didn't play enough of it to get a proper feel. So
Tim, when we get offline, I'm going to give you a list of cave bullet hell shooters that you should play.
Oh, God.
What was it called? Airbuster for Sega Genesis. You guys remember that? That game
No.
was amazing. Oh,
I
I
don't
remember Airbuster, aim for the top.
That's Gunbuster.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
It is?
Yeah.
There was a Gunbuster Genesis game.
yeah,
Yes.
but
It's called Airbuster.
I didn't know that. How
Yeah.
come nobody told me that?
oh, you weren't hanging out with us back during the Genesis days.
Even online, like you look up the best.
Wait. Are we
shooters.
thinking about the same thing? Kind of like the Space Force, where that's like
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
aliens.
Yeah.
Tim,
I'm thinking of the anime. The anime.
it's based on anime.
There's a Sega Genesis based on with Noriko and it's the two girls who pilot the big giant robot. They go out into space.
No, maybe not thinking about the same thing, man.
Gunbuster.
This is about this guy with blonde hair who's like, he has a couple of partners and they fly like these Macross like planes.
Yeah, I'm not going crazy. I just googled it. Airbuster.
I
Yeah.
did too. Yeah.
Airbuster.
Gunbuster Aim for the Top is what the Evangelion guys did before Evangelion. Studio Gainax.
I know that Airbuster is definitely based on a manga. I'm not sure if it's an anime though.
You know, it probably is. There were so many games based on manga that I didn't know were based on manga back in the day. Like UN Squadron was based on one. Remember that? Super Nintendo.
UN?
shooter?
No, I'm sorry. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of UN Squadron.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Happy Console Gamer did a video about that one.
Yes, that's why it's in my head. UN Squadron.
Yeah, that's a great shooter too.
But yeah,
It's
Airbuster's really good.
It's pretty good.
But Airbuster is a game.
good too. I know what you're talking about. Airbuster it's a vertical shooter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember Airbuster now. Okay.
Vertical shooter. Raiden was good. There was a Raiden collection for 360 a while back.
Yeah.
That was pretty solid. So what else? What was there a PAX moment that stuck with you?
All right. Well, I wasn't at PAX, but I watched some of the panels, and you guys, your fragging gamer stereotypes. That panel, it really struck to me. It was really good. Well done. You guys did a hell of a job.
You think so? Because I think I made a mistake bringing up Mass Effect 3.
Oh, that was the only mishap, I guess. But you had a moment where a young kid asked the question, and he was more concerned. You know, he was in high school, a senior in high school, and he was getting teased about being a gamer. And you told him, "Look, man," you basically told him, "Hang in there. You're doing fine. There's nothing wrong with you. And in a few months, you're gonna be in college with people that share the same interests as you." And that's the greatest thing you could tell someone at that age is like it gets better, basically, and it's true.
You told him everything a kid at his age in high school and the same things that we are needed to hear. I wish I would have heard it in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
In other words, Tim, you're our new spiritual guru.
And then Isaac held it down. Isaac just came out of left field.
Yeah.
Said everything I wanted to say while wearing those glasses. So I was like, yeah, fuck that. That guy held it down.
Once the microphone came on, I transformed into Eric Guzman and kind of did my
thing. Nah, you went Master Splinter, man. It was like I was like, bow down. He's doing it. But good job, guys. It was really good. Gabe held it down too. Even though at one point Gabe looked annoyed at like Isaac. Like, wait, what's going on? I guess you were taking up the microphone time. But hell of a job. That panel. And it's on the site. Go check it out, guys. These guys did a hell of a job.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks.
You know I wouldn't tell you did a great job if you didn't.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'll give you my favorite PAX moment. So I'm in the retro game room and I'm playing Terry Lewis from the other review in a game of NBA Jam on a Genesis, right?
Oh.
So I'm destroying him. At
Sure you were.
him. It was neck and neck at first, right? For the third or fourth quarter. So it's like 10 seconds left, and Gabe was there witnessing this touch of old school magic. So it's like 10 seconds left. I'm down by like 14 points. And as the clock is running down, I pull up to the 3-point line. And I think to myself, no matter what I do, if I sink this shot, I'm not going to win anyway. So I pulled the old school go-to move. Turn the console off.
Oh,
Jeff,
committed a gaming sin.
Turn the console off.
you monster.
And like I said to him afterwards, you were trending towards a win, but I didn't see it happen.
You flipped
no.
the chessboard over.
Oh my god.
No. There would have been
You know
blood.
what? And you know what? It felt good.
There would have been blood. It would have been like a headline on Polygon, like "Man kills gamer over game of NBA Jam." It would have been bad. But
They would
someone
find
had to
some
go.
way to fit sexism in there too.
Let that sink in, internet. Let that sink in.
Were there any trends? Were there any patterns you noticed at PAX with the games or just the events that were there?
Nothing. I mean, you pretty much already said it. A lot of indies. A lot of it was lighthearted. A lot of it was 2D. You know, not outstanding graphics, but it was still beautiful and it was still fun. And that's the only trend that I really saw. Like, I didn't really care about AAAs at all.
That was what I was gonna say actually. I noticed everybody who brought up a game here all kind of really stuck on the point that the games that we were playing that we enjoyed were actually fun. And it's almost like something you would normally take for granted. Like, oh yeah, the game was fun. It's like, well, I'd imagine it was fun. You should be playing it. You would be playing it otherwise. But I almost feel like the fact that we have to like emphasize that, I think, was a point in and of itself. It's like everything that we played that we enjoyed was fun. And it was a game because it was just a game. It wasn't trying to give me a fucking story. It wasn't trying to push something on me. It was just, hey, look, here's a little knight with a shovel. Go and fight other knights and stuff. You do that. Here, you're a little sticker guy. Go and beat up other stickers. It's just a simple game. Like, it's a game.
You guys are what's wrong with gaming.
What?
I'm just trolling. I'm trolling.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't quite hear it either. But...
No, I said you guys are what's wrong with gaming.
Oh yeah, darn. We like games that are games and not stories. For shame.
Yeah, and I'm usually the guy that loves like a really good story in his games, but this was refreshing. I think I needed this. Just playing a game for game's sake.
for its gameness.
Yeah.
That was nice. I guess now would be a good segue into the foibles, and basically it's AAA. I can't even remember anything worth looking at. But okay, no, that's not true.
Evolve.
Evolve. Yes.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Evolve.
Wasn't
You guys are outrageous.
Isaac, you wrote about Evolve. You mentioned that it was like a tank mode in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it was. And that's sort of the reason why I didn't really care about it. I was like, all right, these are the guys who made Left 4 Dead. I forget what studio it is. Turtle Rock Studio. I was like, all right, so they made Left 4 Dead, and it's basically it's 4 against 1, and 1 being this gigantic, strong, like a tank. So I was like, all right, so they based an entire game around that one, moment in Left 4 Dead when you fight the tank. And I was like, but I played anyway, and it's actually really intricate. If I could sum it up to, or compare it to 2 different games, it's Left 4 Dead, but it has sort of the tactics of Team Force 2, whereas you have like a medic and you have
Team Fortress 2.
Team Fortress.
What did I say?
Right.
Team Force. I was like,
Team Force 2.
See, I meant to say Team Fortress 2. So it's like you have a medic and you have like the tank, and you all have your specific role and you have to play them. You have to work together. But in this case, you're just all pooling your resources together to take down this gigantic boss. So it was
And the boss. Wait, one question. The boss is player controlled, right?
It's player control, so you have to. So it's even better. So you don't have to oh, okay, he's over here, so he's basically gonna do this here. Or you don't have like a specific AI that you can just memorize how the actions are going to play out. You have actual human diversity coming at you.
So how does the gameplay work out? If someone's the beast, how does that gameplay compare to if you're one of the
Well,
Creature people.
as the monster, basically, like you play in this gigantic, huge map. Well, at least I did. It's a gigantic map, which was I think was the only map available in Gear, in like this forest terrain or whatever, and it has like broken down industrial structures all around it, and within that are monsters. And as the monster that you play as, you feed on the smaller monsters, and you evolve into a stronger being. So like once you feed on this monster, you're vulnerable for a while. You go through this evolved state, and then you break out, and you have like the ability to breathe fire or jump higher, stuff like that. And then once you reach the third evolved form, you're now able to like kill the humans. And so basically, at that point, the hunted becomes the hunter, you know. So at that point, you sort of you leave footprints or whatever for other hunters to track down, and basically you sort of lead them into like an area that you want to ambush them in, and you basically just you set them up to pounce, to pounce on them, and then after that, you can either decide to kill all the players, or you can just go to the power plant and destroy the power plant, which is the way you win as the monster. You can either kill the hunters or destroy the power plant.
So Isaac, you played as one of the human people, right?
Yeah, I was a support, which basically, like it sounds like you just support all your other team members, and you have a gun that sort of puts a veil on your character so it doesn't take any damage. So if you have like a tank and he's like running low on energy, but the monster is low on energy also, and he's the focused attack damage, you just put a shield on him. He's invulnerable for attacks. He's invulnerable to attacks. You get everybody else to just basically gang up on him and take him down, or you can use that to keep somebody else from getting harmed while they're picking somebody up that's on the ground. Basically, you just play the hype man for whoever needs for whoever's the star player at the moment.
Oh, you're the white mage, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I played a trapper. That guy, he stalls the monster. You could harpoon him, I guess, like Captain Ahab, and to keep him still.
Yeah, you keep him still.
That was pretty cool. I was a little. I don't want to say unimpressed. I guess it's a multiplayer game, so I guess it really depends on who you play with. So I think the monster we faced didn't really present that much of a challenge. So I thought it was really easy to take this guy down. I guess, or maybe our team was just so good. I would have been interested in playing as the monster because that seems like so far the more interesting role to play as. Because all I did basically was just harpoon and shoot. So it didn't seem all that different from Left 4 Dead for me, at least. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I hope it's like Left 4 Dead, where there's just so many scenarios, so many emergent scenarios that come out in that game due to the director AI, like what monsters show up and when hordes of zombies attack, and just the campaign design.
Right, and I think there's like the only monster that was available to play as was Goliath, and I think there's several different monsters you get to play as.
Oh, are there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that have their own different abilities, but they haven't been revealed yet, so maybe that will come into play.
Okay.
Make the experience better. But it does sound like the monster would be the best one to play as, the most fun to play as.
Deviating from this. Oh yeah. I was gonna ask that. That's what I was gonna ask.
Well, PC definitely, and is it next gen?
Yeah, it's next gen.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
Or current gen or whatever.
Yeah.
What about did you guys check out the Borderlands pre-sequel?
No.
God,
Sorry.
terrible.
I think that speaks volumes.
Terrible. I heard Child of Light was crap. That's what I've heard from a few people.
Which one?
Child of Light.
Yeah.
Oh, from a few people. Who have you? I mean, I played it and I was not impressed.
You, Sage, one of my buddies that was there. That's 3 people. That's a few. That counts as a few.
It was very slow and kind of what's the word?
Shitty?
Not shit. I mean, the art, the graphic. Like I said in my piece, the art is the best thing about it. The writing I didn't care for. It seemed very flowery and just kind of long-winded, considering all the game was. It was just very boring. It was a terrible demo. Maybe the full game's great. Who knows? But the
She
demo.
looks like Princess Bubblegum to me from Adventure Time. She gave me that Princess Bubblegum.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. I mean, the art's great. Mainly the background art. I don't really care for how she looks, how her little Navi character looks.
Oh yeah.
I don't really care about the character design. I mean, I don't know. It's from the writer of Far Cry 3, so I'm not too excited about the story.
Yeah.
In that case.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
From what I observed, no, I didn't see it. I didn't play it. I only saw Tim play, and I was gonna get on, but then I think Tim crashed the game at some point.
Oh,
So we kinda just walked away.
wait, wasn't that like a near final build?
It's supposed to be.
The game's
I don't
out in
know
a
if-
few weeks, so.
Yeah, but what I noticed is that
no.
it's really, really slow. The battles are slow as molasses. The loading times are atrocious.
Oh no.
It was really, really slow, and it felt like from what I saw at least, it just seemed tedious. I wasn't impressed by the combat system. It was supposed to be like some kind of Grandia inspired by something like that, but it just looked really, really slow and boring. Like something like that with a side scrolling mechanic and the really beautiful, honestly, the beautiful art style. You would think it would be a little more energetic. I was expecting something a little more faster paced than what it is. And I didn't know what the game was at all. Like, I didn't go in with any expectations. I wasn't like, oh yeah, Child of Light. I was more like, what is this game about? And then I saw it, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's
crap.
interesting. It's not really, you're not really impressive in any sort of way. But.
No.
You guys are being too modest. It's crap. Come on. Just say it.
It's no Dragon's Crown.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which I think has a lot of similarities now that you're describing. It's a beautiful art style, and it's got this RPG-ness to it. No, Dragon's Crown seems superior right now, and I was hoping a Western-developed JRPG would turn out pretty cool, but so far signs point to probably not. The crew was at Ubisoft's booth as well. Tatiana, our former managing editor and star of Ask Tatiana right now. We played it, we tried it out, we did co-op and raced together, and same thing. I don't see the pull. I don't see the hook. It's just a racing game. Like, I've played thousands of these, and I don't really see what the big deal is.
The big gimmick was supposed to be that you're on this giant map, and you're basically, it's like a uniform world, not uniform world, but it's like a world, like a multiplayer map, basically, of the United States.
It was supposed to be seamless, right? Like a seamless map.
It's supposed to be seamless, exactly. So you can jump on other people's games and kind of race with them, or screw their game up if you want to troll them. That was supposed to be the appeal, but none of the actual gameplay mechanics stood out in any way. It just seemed like a generic racer, in all honesty. So.
Yeah, one mission had us. We're supposed to chase down a guy and like knock him off the road or something, and it was the two of us, and the lasted like 10 or 15 minutes. It lasted so long. We were chasing this guy, and I bashed into him a bunch of times, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
I was like, "What is? There's no satisfaction here at all."
Oh no.
I think the problem here is that PAX comes at a weird time for developers and for PR teams.
Yeah.
It's close to E3, but not quite. And we're getting a bunch of older builds while these developers are gearing up for their E3 presentations.
Right.
Which just puts them in a rough position of having to showcase something with old code that may not be exactly what they want to show. So we gotta take these things with a little bit of grain of salt. I've witnessed games with poor demos turn out to be pretty good. I've witnessed games with pretty decent demos turn out to be crap. So who knows?
I definitely agree with that, and that's why I'm kind of approaching things a little more gingerly than normal. But the flip side is that PAX is open to the public. So this is a game that literally everybody can see and play. And I feel like showing them subpar coding at that point is just kind of irresponsible. I think you want to really show the audience. You want to show your audience what you want them to buy, You don't want them to go, oh yeah, well it might be better in the future.
Being a
So
programmer,
that's my
being a programmer, coming from a programming standpoint, I give them less shit, even though I might seem like I'm the most critical out the group. I give them less shit just because I know how rough it can be having to rush code out the door. But I don't know. At this point, I can't give them any excuses because the indie guys come with their A game. They
that's my
come,
yeah.
so it's like I can't excuse you.
That's a great point. With no budget and no team.
Yeah, and they come out with they give you a product that you could buy at that point in time. You could sit there and say, you know what, I'll buy this right now from you. So I can't give them that leeway when you're sitting there with a fully staffed team, knowing that you're going to a big press event, big public event to show your product, and you're giving people crap.
There's one difference though between the majors and the indies. The indies are called indies because they are independent. You have investors who are putting money into these big companies, and they're probably putting a little elbow down on them, saying, we need to generate some buzz for this game. They have money at stake here that the indies really don't. Like I was talking to Sean Velasco at from Shovel Knight, and I asked him about his development process, and he said he could take as long as he wants to make the game because he has no one to answer to. But these majors, they have investors to answer to, so things do have to get pushed out and marketed maybe before they're not even ready yet.
Some of them are. I think aren't some of them even holding out for E3, which is like around the corner anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
lot
suspect
of them.
I suspect that's why Nintendo didn't bother to go
Yeah.
to PAX at all. It's because they're
Do
gonna
do they ever go?
They went to the first one, I think.
yeah.
I think they're pretty content with their Nintendo Directs at this point.
Yeah,
But those are amazing. We can't knock them. Those that
That
Smash Bros.
that Smash Brothers one was
Yeah.
amazing.
incredible.
I was
That was
losing my damn
incredible.
mind.
That was like E3 in what, March? When did it happen? Or
Yeah.
April? It was
April.
amazing. I
Speaking
got
of
so hyped.
Speaking
Yeah.
of trends, you mentioned some of the trends at the show. I didn't see any of the games that I'm about to mention, but several people have told me about several different rhythm games, and they seem to be making a small resurgence after the whole Guitar Hero rock band crashing of the genre a couple of years back.
Mm. Yeah, we played a few, or saw a few. There was this iPad one with monkeys. I forget the title of it.
Jungle something. I think.
Speaking of that, I have one on my phone that Sean told me to download.
Oh, Saito or whatever it's called.
Citus.
Yeah.
It's really good. That's
Is
just
it?
dance. It's DDR for a phone. I've been
Oh, that's
playing it a
awesome.
lot.
I gotta try that out.
Yeah, it's really good.
I would love a return to the character-based rhythm game, like Parappa the Rapper, Ooh La La, Guitar Man,
Was it Bust a Move or Bust a Groove?
Busta Groove.
Yeah,
Double
they,
the Amiga.
in the classic room, they even had like a little competition for Parappa the Rapper, and it was like droves of people just trying to beat it on the hardest difficulty. So I think there's room for like a third person rhythm game, not bringing home plastic instruments. I think that's done at this point.
Oh,
Right.
definitely.
Jungle Rumble was the name of the game we played, Tim.
Jungle Rumble?
Jungle Rumble, yeah.
Someone
Yeah,
mentioned that there was an RPG that had some rhythm elements.
Oh, the dungeon thing, the roguelike.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's an RPG. There's an 8-bit style roguelike. And roguelikes are games, the really hard games, typically dungeon hacks, where you play as a guy, you go into this dungeon, and it's like Dark Souls is kind of like this. It's really hard, and you're gonna die over and over. But the more you die, the more you learn. And this is a rhythm game version of that. You play with a DDR pad, so you have to move. So you have to move tile by tile through the dungeon to the rhythm of the music, and you have to attack to the rhythm as well. It's really weird. It looks really hard to play. It was available to play at Indiecade a few months back at the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens. I really wanted to play that there because it was played on a big wall with a projector, with a big crowd. I didn't get the chance to. I would have but the place closed. I didn't see it at PAX, so I would have loved to try it. It sounds impossible to play, though. It sounds like you have to be really on your A game to pay attention to the rhythm and the dragons you're fighting at the same time. It sounds interesting, though. I wonder how you would play that with a regular controller, like I don't know, on Vita or just even PS3.
You mentioned dragons, so I'm already all for it.
No, the one good thing about PAX that beyond the games is that I had so many good gaming conversations with random people while in the retro room or just walking through the hallways. It really is a great community building event, and for people
Really?
who aren't in the media, it also is a way to interact with developers and the gaming celebrities. Like, I'd never interviewed Tim Schafer before, but I saw Tim Schafer walking through the lunch area, and I kind of shout out, "Tim Schafer!" He turns around and gives me a little fist, yeah. And I was like, all right. And people get to interact with their celebrities, and I seen Adam Sessler there and the way he gets mobbed, and it's like a community of appreciation, more so than you would think if you were to judge it by the internet.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Even after the whole like rape and dick wolves and all that nonsense. No, serious question.
Go! It's out of the bag now. Go.
Yeah, serious question. Like I this week I didn't attend. It wasn't because of any of that. It was because work related. I had my responsibilities to attend to. But a lot of people didn't attend because of all the negative press that Penny Arcade's been receiving throughout the year. Did you guys notice any of that? Like any of that?
No, I didn't.
Did anybody take a trip to the diversity room? I forgot that was even a thing.
I completely forgot.
Jonathan did. He wrote an article about the diversity lounge, and I gave it a quick skim, and it seems like it had good intentions, but it came off kind of meh.
Okay.
I think his point was that it was just a division, like a pointless division. Why not just have these developers hang out with the rest of the developers in the indie mega booth,
Right?
Instead of dedicating and separating them even more and putting them into a separate room. It just sounds like, to me, it sounds like you're quarantining them.
Right.
That's fucked up, but yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. No, he's right.
Come here to see our special games for special people.
Hey, look, you said it perfectly fine. That's well put. But
as far as negative feelings, I didn't really get that vibe at all. At least while I was on the floor, it was more my own, like being fed up with AAA and being tired from the trip and all that.
Oh, Tim, we witnessed some negative feelings in the post-mortem console launch panel we went to.
Yes, talk about that.
It was soul-crushing and eye-opening and really quite bizarre.
Wait! You guys have to give me a quick synopsis.
Okay. Well, Adam Sessler was supposed to be on this panel, and I wish to God he was, because it would have made it a bit more balanced, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know what his thoughts are now anymore. But it was Major Nelson from Xbox. He's the head of marketing for Xbox. I'm not familiar with these people, Jeffrey. If you could help me.
There was Andre Renee from The Escapist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already shaking my head.
There was Kevin Dent. He's like a industry analyst or something like that.
Oh man!
And one other person who actually, the person whose name I can't remember, it was Green something.
Greenspeak.
He was the voice of reason.
Yes.
That represented the consumer.
So wait. All they were missing was Dorito Pope, and it would have been like perfect.
No, not Dorito Pope. Rev 3, Adam Sessler from G4 or Tech TV or one of them.
So Sessler would have been on.
He skipped out on the panel.
Oh, smart man. All right, so finish up.
So it was basically like it was supposed to be a post-mortem on the Xbox One and PS4 launch. No mention of the Wii U. No mention of Nintendo at all. There were only 2 mentions, and they were both by, I think, Kevin Dent,
yes,
the host of the panel. Both very disparaging. One guy in the audience asked, he just yelled out, "Does anyone own a Wii U?" Because no one was talking about the Wii U, which is probably, not even my opinion, it's probably a fact at this point. That's the only 1080p 60 frames per second system out there. That's the only games that have full HD. Mario 3D World, Smash Brothers is going to run at 60 frames per second, 1080p, native, from what I've read.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Trust me.
PS4 and Xbox One have yet to do that. Yet, this Kevin Dent was like, "Yeah, I own one. It's underneath a stack of paper next to my door. It keeps the door open." And we're all just like, "Oh my God, this is the most negative." These are the thought leaders of the industry.
All right, and here I'll go. I'll say this on the internet for the internet here. That dude's a piece of shit for saying that. Just for no. I hope people watch this and say, "Yo, look, this guy Eric Guzman, this nobody's calling you a piece of shit." Why would you do that? Like, Nintendo, just all right. Let's look at Nintendo. They're the only ones that are doing things differently right now. They're the only ones that are saying, "Let's try to be inventive. Let's try to be creative. Let's try to innovate." What's Sony and Microsoft doing? They're trying to be PCs. Let's be honest.
The
PS4,
PCs, the social media, the sharing. Now there's Project
yeah.
Morpheus or whatever that'll be.
A bunch of PCs, and here's Nintendo saying, "No, we want to stick to games, and we want to figure out how we can make games fun, continue to make fun games." Smash Bros is going to sell like hotcakes. The 3DS, there's not one console touching the 3DS. I think that's the greatest console of all time. Right now, that's my Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo was the greatest thing ever, and that's what 3DS is to me. And here you have this industry leader that's supposed to be pushing our industry forward, saying, "Yeah, my Wii U's a paperweight."
And
Yeah,
he sounds just he's like an industry top tier level guy, and he sounds just as jaded as some guy on a forum on the internet.
Yes. Most of their responses sounded like very stock responses that you read over and over on every forum online for the past like 6 or 7 months. Major Nelson blamed Xbox One's marketing foibles, which is his job, on social media. Basically on us, on everyone who uses Twitter. It was disgusting. Social media.
Not to mention when Andre Renee was defending the PS4 and said she bought a PS4 and she liked some of the launch games. Major Nelson took a piece of paper, wrote Sony rep, and placed it in front of her. I mean, even
that was all publicity. That was all. It sounds like console war publicity to me.
But these are supposed to be the leaders in the industry, and they're no better than the people on 4chan or GAF.
Yeah.
They're fueling the people on GAF. They're
Yes.
fueling all these negative thoughts and all.
Hip hop gamer. Might as well be.
A lot of the arguments were just flawed, especially the social media argument. Basically, his argument is that shucks, we couldn't get away with it. We couldn't get away with shoving Xbox One up everyone's keisters with horrible DRM because you all protested and didn't want it. It's great they responded. It's great they reacted. But if only Twitter didn't exist, then we might have gotten away with it.
Right.
Basically, if it was 1999, we would have got away with it.
If only it was 1999 and this technology existed then. There was the other thing that really twisted me inside was someone in the audience asked a great question about it was basically about games preservation, which is a topic near and dear to my heart. And I always feel like an old man yelling at a cloud whenever I bring it up, because it seems like no one cares about it. And these guys on the panel did not give a shit. In fact, they pretty much said straight up, "Hey, listen, all these old games you love,
Yes.
they're not that good. They're probably not that good anyway. You probably wear nostalgia goggles with rose-tinted glasses. So finding some way to play Xbox One games 10 years from now, basically the games they're hawking now, they're not going to give a shit about 10 years from now."
Well, of course not. And you know what's scary? Looking at it from a software developer and network engineer aspect of looking at gaming like that, you see how everything's getting pushed to the cloud and all this is happening. What happens when these guys say, "You know what, that content is obsolete. We're not going to hold that content anymore"? What happens to that? What happens to your cloud saves and all your cloud downloads? Does that just vanish? Look at Apple and iTunes. Like, if I pass away and I have all these games on my account, I can't give that to my son, or daughter. What happens to this stuff? And these guys aren't talking about it. The industry is refusing to look at that. They're just ignoring it.
The only company that really seems to care about it is Nintendo. Their account system is very wonky, but they're trying to get all those classic games into their virtual console for 3DS and on the Wii U. I mean, you can play. I think Punch Out. That was almost 30 years ago. But Nintendo knows that their fans want those games, and they make sure that they're able to get them.
Well,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Sony
let's
seems
let's
to
see
be.
what happens. Let's see what happens in 20 years when there's some guy nostalgic about Halo. I wonder if you'd be able to play that on a Xbox console.
if you have a PC, you'll be able to play it. Yeah.
Yes, you will.
See?
What about online? Every game that works on GameSpy, right, is going offline right now.
Mhm.
It's just this whole there's no sense of culture or history or preserving any of this in the industry at all. Nintendo is probably the leader right now. Sony might. This is like games preservation again with what's it called? PlayStation Now. That service.
Gaikai with their Gaikai service.
Gaikai, yeah.
You
But
know,
to hear the leaders say, "Who gives a shit?" I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible.
You know how you preserve a game for real? You wait 10, 20 years and then come out with the HDD version of it. That's what you do.
Yes.
Like, buy
But
it
this
like
is
I did.
this is why piracy is rampant, and this is why I have no sympathy for anyone who's like anti-piracy or pro DRM.
That hurt my soul a little. Just a little. That comment just a little.
Oh, I'm
a
sorry. You
little.
have to deal with this every day, so I
No, well, no, not even that. Just all right. Just imagine.
But do you see why?
No, I agree with you 100%. But looking at it from a creator standpoint, I feel bad for the guys that make it. I don't care about the big guys. I feel for the developers, the guys that are sitting there during the crunch, working 70 hours a week, stressed out, writing code, bleeding, eyes bleeding. I feel bad for that guy when someone pirates their game. Because it's like, this guy that's his love.
I mean, I don't want to get into a whole piracy discussion, but
but
it's. I understand what you mean, but at the same time, weren't there studies about how pirates are actually the most rampant consumers, the most rampant buyers of the software they pirate? So I don't know. That's a whole other thing.
I don't know. I think that test is flawed because anything I've pirated, I've never bought. Like no, I stopped.
Other than that, Major Nelson blaming the world and the social media for the Xbox One's launch problems. The show was pretty good. The
show was great. Yeah.
The show was pretty damn good. Got to see people I haven't seen in a long time. Played some great games, new and indie for the most part, and it was a great vibe.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was reading on social media, and a few people that attended the show told me it's become too crowded. Did you guys feel that?
Only around the League of Legends booth.
Oh League of Legends, greatest game ever. That game is amazing. That is the greatest game known to man. Is League of Legends.
Why is it such a spectator sport? I understand. There was like a fucking 1,000 people crowded around that goddamn.
Have you not seen how many people attend Yankee games or basketball games? League of Legends. Yeah, League of Legends.
Really?
League of Legends makes me proud to be a gamer because it's high competition, it's competitive, trash talking, rivalries. You learn, you sit there.
Street Fighter. We spent after the panel. I'll be honest, I was beating myself a little bit over the whole Mass Effect 3 thing. So I was like, I need just to play some video games. So we found I don't know whose booth it was, but we found Ultra Street Fighter 4. Machinima. We found Ultra Street Fighter 4, and we just spent, I don't know, I guess it was close to an hour just bodying each other.
Yeah, it was so much fun, man.
It was great. I haven't played that game like with other human beings.
Yeah, right.
in so long, and I haven't played people who were so good in so long.
Chinatown Fair? Let's go whenever you guys want.
I play on PS3 and Steam. Everyone plays on Xbox Live.
I play on Steam.
Okay, great. I would love to play you. So I brought out my Sakura against Jonathan's Chun-Li.
Chun-Li?
And Jonathan was in a tournament. I think he reached the top 16 out of 64 players in a pool.
Something like that, yeah.
So I managed to beat him at least once in a round, and I was so thrilled.
in
one round. So I beat him in one match. No, not even one match, just one round. It was amazing. It felt great.
He's been talking a lot of shit, so I have to go to Chinatown Fair. Yeah, I have to body him one time, just put him in his place. Just check him, you talk, and you check him. One time.
It was great to try out I tried out Poison.
Did you
who seemed
try
like
the Cammy?
She was no.
She wasn't
They didn't
there.
have the copper. No.
Cammy 2 wasn't there. Cammy Jr. wasn't there.
Cammy, no.
Oh my
Poison
God.
seemed very entry level. Like I managed to do pretty well with her immediately, so she was super easy to get into. And I didn't quite fiddle with all the W ultras. I didn't notice the red. What's it called? The red. Red
Focus.
shift- Red focus. I didn't notice that in this build, or I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, I didn't pay much attention to it. I was having too much fun. I think that was my highlight of PAX.
My PAX highlight, even though I didn't attend, they brought me back some pretty cool Udon Street Fighter graphic novels.
Their booth was
signed.
beautiful. Their booth was.
Oh my
those books are
God.
amazing.
I should go grab some and show you guys. Maybe if we have time, I'll grab some and show you guys. It's beautiful. So I was pretty excited about that.
I picked up the history of Sonic, which is a 100+ page book that shows Sonic's evolution from the days when Sega intended for him to be a rabbit up until
He's wearing the Nathan Drake scarf.
Yeah.
That's new. That's new. That's Sonic Boom. Who cares anymore? Who cares?
Oh, what did they do to Sonic?
But there were some great art books there. I was thinking about picking up the Ease art book, but I think is that the one you picked up, Gabe?
I picked up the Ease art book, and I fucking love it. Love it, because I happen to be a big Ease fan. So seeing just that classic, like, 80s anime art style, and see how it kind of works up to the modern anime art style that it has now, it's a treat. And, of course, being a fan, I just love flipping through that art anyway. Just kind of not really see the thought process, but just see the series as it progressed.
I'm gonna have to borrow that from you.
Yeah.
There was also this glorious Marvel vs. Capcom 2 hardcover.
Oh, yeah.
It was like $100. It was so tasty looking. Just
Hold on, I'm gonna run
orgasm.
and get that art book for you guys. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, I think if you're going to do that, I'm going to grab the Ease one then.
Everybody wants to show their PAX swag.
Show off your art
Show
book,
and
yeah.
tell. Show and tell. I love the way that I guess it was 2K, whoever did Evolve. I think it was 2K. The way they set up their booth and the way they organized players to play the 4 classes of the monster. I thought that was really well done, and I would love other publishers to put that level of thought and effort into how people play their demos.
Yeah, I really appreciated it. I was actually played with Tony, Dual Shockers. We were just hanging around. We turned around. We bumped into each other. Hey! And then we just went into the same group. We watched the same like little 5-minute video explaining the game, and we played together. It was a whale of a time.
Sorry about that.
It was great.
Yeah, but Udon has some pretty cool stuff. These are actually really good, really well written.
Wait, which book is that?
That's the Kuma.
Is that the one when he? Oh, it's the origin story. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. And,
Oh, is that a comic?
Yeah,
Mhm.
graphic novel.
Oh, okay.
The Kuma one, and then I got this one's a bit thicker, but Volume 1.
I actually reviewed that. It's on 2dx.com by the
Yeah. That's what actually made me want to pick this
That's
up.
the art book?
They're all comics actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's mostly there's like a handful of artists in that book, and most of those, well, all of them, but most of them are
check
just
these
really
out,
good looking.
man.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it is really good work. And then the latest one I think is Volume 2, and it's Cannon Strike, and this one is just insane, and it follows Street Fighter. It follows every Street Fighter.
Whoa.
The funny thing is, it follows every Street Fighter game, and it incorporates everything, and it gives it a plot. It gives Street Fighter a plot that makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah,
Besides M. Bison cloning himself into Cammy clones and
they do. That comes up. That comes up.
oh my god.
That comes up. But they try to make a little bit of sense of it, and then you find out how Akuma becomes this evil son of a bitch, and then the best scene in these graphic novels is when Ryu gives Sagat the scar, and
Oh,
the
they
first time,
know that?
yeah, but the first time you see the scar when he rips off the bandages, it looks so gnarly because it's like you can still see the scabbing.
Ooh,
Really cool. It's really good. Really good stuff.
I must borrow.
The only one I read was Ryu Final, Volume 1 and 2. I guess it's that's supposed to be like reused. If Ryu were to have an ending to his story, that would be it.
Yeah.
He
Kinda
dies. He dies old and alone.
No, he dies gloriously.
Come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff.
Fighting,
Don't be slow.
Akuma. It was really good. I thought it was pretty touching, actually.
Yeah. And then the last one is the new generation, and that's the one that adds all the dumbass characters like Alex and
Oh, Street Fighter 3 characters.
yeah, like this
Yeah.
douchebag. This guy's a douchebag. Look.
Oh, Alex. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He shows up in Ryu Final. He wasn't a douchebag in that.
Did you play any of the games?
I played all of the games. Well, not all of them.
Did you
I
play
played
Street Fighter
3? Yeah, of
And
course.
Did you enjoy playing as Alex?
No. I enjoy Q, Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li.
All the classics.
I said Q.
Well,
Q is not a classic.
Oh,
I like Sean, but he's a Hado user, so he's in every game.
Wait, Sean was the Brazilian dude that shot the basketballs. And
Yeah, he was Ken's pupil.
It was racist. It was pretty racist. Though. Like,
Oh, Dudley. Dudley's great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dudley's
he
amazing.
was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
you're
cool.
right.
He was cool.
All right.
He gets a pat.
Gabe, you want to just
Oh, yeah,
pick up your ease book and we'll round out this episode, close it out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, look at that.
It's
That's
great.
actually sexy.
It's fucking great. You're just flipping through all this stuff. It's
He
fucking
has the
amazing.
biggest boner right now. He's great. I have one too. Don't worry about it, Gabe.
Like a bunch of kids on Christmas. This is the PAX. This was the PAX East cover. Pretty good art by Tycho. I've always liked Tycho as an artist, or Mike rather. This is really
You're gonna call him by his government name.
Mike, yeah, his Christian name. But so yeah, that was PAX. I thought with as I reflected on it, I realized I enjoyed it a whole lot. It was great. Real fast. One thing, each of you. What are you looking forward to E3? E3 is in like what 60 days, if that.
53, I think. Matter of fact.
Oh, okay. That's very exact.
I was just screwing around with my application today is why, but yeah.
Gabriel, what are you looking forward to? Or just
Nintendo's
a
booth.
prediction?
Just
Nintendo?
Nintendo's booth. I think. I'm sure, as a matter of fact, they'll have Bayonetta 2 there because it's coming out at some point this year. And whatever else Nintendo has, I think they're gonna dominate the show. I honestly think that.
They better.
I mean, isn't Bayonetta also being announced for other? I could see it being announced for other consoles. I'm just saying.
Is that your prediction? Is that your wish?
One of them. No, not my wish. I hope Nintendo keeps that because they need it.
Wait, so you're saying
agree with you there.
Bayonetta? What are you saying exactly?
I'm saying we're gonna end up seeing Bayonetta being announced for other consoles.
Bayonetta 2, really?
Yeah, they're gonna get like a.
Isn't Nintendo funding that though?
I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's going to be.
That's the only hold on because I know that Nintendo was publishing not to get off topic. Sorry, it published Ninja Gaiden Razor's Edge, but that eventually became multi-platform. But I'm pretty sure that Nintendo is funding Bayonetta in this time around.
Yeah. Platinum's pretty much said if Nintendo didn't get involved, that game would not exist.
Yeah.
So I assume that Nintendo would drop some money in it.
I hope that's the case because Nintendo needs the backup right now. Major.
I don't know.
Nelson
I think once Mario Kart hits shelves,
once Smash Bros. I know that.
it's gonna start moving some serious console units.
They need something. They need a few JRPGs. They need Smash Bros. Mario Kart. They need something.
Mario Kart's gonna help a lot, I think.
They have a good amount. They have to come out. That's the thing.
Truth.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I want to hear more about Fire Emblem Cross Tensei because we haven't heard anything from it since the last E3. Just basically all I want to hear about is all the stuff that was announced last E3. This E3.
Yeah. You have to see anything about Sunset Overdrive for Xbox One or the Order 1886 or whatever for PS4.
Right.
I would love to see something that screams next gen because so far, Titanfall maybe.
No,
but not. No, still.
No, because it's 360.
Well, I'm thinking Titanfall just PC, like it's
It's pretty good, but it's not next gen. Like I want to see something that we have never seen before.
Like Witcher 3.
Witcher 3, I guess.
Witcher 3.
It'd be great if Shenmue 3 comes out of its black hole it's stuck in.
It's April
Yeah, laugh it
1st. April 1st is long gone to we're
We'll
not
see.
seeing Shenmue 3. It's
Yu
dead.
Suzuki keeps teasing that.
Because he's a douchebag. He's a
He's a
douchebag. He's a dude. Why is he
That's-
teasing us? That game
That's
is
more
not
than
real.
Valve has been doing. And Valve, do they even make games anymore?
They
Burn.
don't have to. They have
They don't.
Steam.
They
They
don't.
have Steam.
Last Guardian keeps getting teased too. They keep saying it's coming along. Hopefully
We're
we'll
never
actually
going to
see
see
it.
that again.
I don't think so, man.
You think Final Fantasy 15 will be playable?
Yes.
No.
If
Yes.
it's not playable, I will be offended at this one. This has been in development in what, 7 years now?
It'll be playable at the Tokyo Game Show. We're not going to see it at E3. If we
Well,
would've-
I'm going to Tokyo Game Show, so I'll play it then as well.
we would have at least heard something about it. You
Well,
guys are being too
that's
hopeful.
not true. That's not true. There's always some surprises at E3.
They haven't announced what they're showing off anyway. Square Enix at least. So
We're gonna get
remains to
Tomb
be seen.
Raider. Look. This is not even trolling. We're gonna get a Tomb Raider sequel at E3. I
Sure,
can see
possibly.
that.
Yeah, possible.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
Deus Ex?
Halo.
Deus Ex probably.
Deus Ex, Halo. We're gonna get a Halo sequel. We're gonna get more Street Fighter crap. What else is Capcom doing? Maybe another Resident Evil. They might be like, hey, look.
This
Deep
is the
Down,
time-
they were doing.
Yeah, deep down. This is the time to announce Resident Evil 7. This is the time to get the faith back.
Well, wasn't the deal? It was
Six.
they may reboot the entire series at this point.
Yeah.
I hope they
don't know.
do. They need to.
Capcom and reboots though.
Yeah, look at that. DMC wasn't too bad. DMC wasn't that bad. It was okay.
No, it was okay. It was just okay though.
Yeah, it's just okay.
I mean,
But
it was better than Resident
unfortunately-
Evil 6.
Unfortunately, okay in the gaming circles equals it sucks.
No,
That's
that's only to the IGN readers. Come on, let's be
No,
honest.
that's not true. I think for most gamers,
No.
if it's not great, it's considered a failure.
But you know what? I can't blame them. I can't blame them. When you look at the gaming demographic, it's a lot it's younger guys, college students, and it's hard spending $60 on an okay game. So I don't blame them. I wouldn't call it crap. I think it's a bit harsh, but I don't say, man, that's messed up. He's saying that game isn't that good. He's not going to give it a chance, even just because it's a 7.0. It's hard spending $60 on a video game.
We need to see the new Zelda.
Yes.
After A Link Between Worlds, A Link Between Worlds reignited my love for that series. And given what that game has done, I hope Zelda U, or whatever it will be called, continues those innovations, particularly the non-linear dungeon order and
Renting the items.
the item rental was pretty cool, and
I like that.
just the emphasis on gameplay over story was just so. We haven't had that in so long. I'm so.
You know what's funny?
Yes.
It still had a pretty cool ending, the little twist at the end. That was a pretty
Yeah.
good story.
Yeah, that was-
I
It was-
like, hey, look
It
at
was
that.
exactly the right amount, of emotion and plot. I loved it, and I hope Zelda U continues in that fashion, and I hope we see it there.
There
Probably
are
won't.
there are two games that I want to see there.
Mhm.
One is the Phantom Pain for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah.
yes.
That was my prediction.
Yeah.
The other one is D3. Now, I was a big fan of
Oh,
I was a big fan of the D games on the Sega Dreamcast and Saturn.
Hmm.
And when D3 had popped up at E3, it didn't seem to fit into the previous survival horror series. So I'm not sure if D3 is actually a sequel to that or something entirely different. But there's no information about this game.
oh wait, this is by the game by the guy who did Deadly Premonition, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I
Yep.
think I don't know if that I don't. I have a gap in my gamer knowledge right now. I'm not sure if that guy Swery65. I don't know if he worked on the D2 and D Dreamcast survival horror games.
So I'm not sure if it's actually a sequel or something that's completely unrelated that's called D3.
I
I
think
don't know.
Oh, D4 it's called.
Is D4?
Yeah,
That's
I think
isn't that like the remake or something? I'm not
No,
too
I
sure.
think it is unrelated. It's by the Deadly Premonition guy. It's Xbox One only so far.
Right.
You
Yeah,
guys need to stop dreaming. We're not getting a Shenmue 3. We're not getting a D3. We're not getting a good Sonic game.
well, hopefully we'll get a good Phantom Pain, a good Zelda.
Pray for a good Fallout, a good Phantom Pain, Zelda. Maybe Half-Life. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're not.
Wait a minute. You said there's no chance of seeing Last Guardian, but you're still holding out for a new Half-Life?
They have to do Half-Life. They're not gonna just. Last Guardian, we saw a big giant dog with wings, and that's all we saw. We saw.
What have you seen from Half-Life 3?
We saw
Nothing.
Whoa,
We saw nothing.
whoa. We saw little.
I think there's concept art out there, but that's
And-
like
So you saw less than The Last Guardian, but you believe that's going to come out.
Because I mean, there's a continuation to that. Last Guardian was. What's there to Last Guardian? Oh, we know it's a dog and a kid.
There's officially
was,
more hype for Half-Life.
Shadow of the Colossus and what the hell is the other one?
Ico.
Yeah.
They have
Ico,
nothing.
yeah.
To,
It has a legacy behind it too.
You know what the sad thing is? We're reaching so much that we're trying to connect these games that have nothing to do with each other. People try to explain to me that Shadow of the Colossus and Eco are connected in some way. I'm like, no, they're not. Let's cut it
Did
out.
you see the ending of Shadow of the Colossus?
Totally connected.
The horn with the
Right. What was my point? Oh, it's you know what? Half-Life 3 would be anytime. Who gives a shit when it's announced? Anytime would be perfect. But this year would be perfect because 10 years ago,
Steam
Half-Life 2 and Steam debuted.
And then the Steam box this year is getting pushed pretty hard. So
Right. So
Yeah.
if they want to do the whole
Jeff, he's shaking his head.
if they want to do the whole 10th anniversary of Half-Life 2 thing, this year would be the best time to do it.
All I hear is the musings of a rampant Valve fanboy.
I'm not a rampant fanboy because I like Half-Life. Everyone here likes Half-Life. Who
Yeah.
doesn't like Half-Life? Come on. You owe me a beer. If we hear anything about Half-Life 3 or even see Half-Life 3 and that's all we see on stage, you owe me a beer, bro. Whoa.
All right.
Metal Gear Solid 5. That's all we need.
Okay. Metal Gear Solid. I mean, I've got love
release
Ground
date.
Zeroes, so I'm looking forward to what Phantom Pain brings to the table.
I just
Guys,
need a release date.
Thank you so much for being here a few days after PAX to talk about your experiences there and what we look forward to in a couple months with the next big show. So that's it. That's it for the Best Damn Video Game Podcast ever. For now, look forward to more features and reviews for the next couple days on 2DX. Yeah, signing out.